Hey, this is Marilyn Gigliotti.
Hey, this is Brian O'Halloran.
Hey, everybody. My name is Scott Schiaffo, actor best known as the Chulies Gum Guy from the film Clerks.
And welcome to Clerks Minute.
You're listening to Clerks Minute.
And I'm not even supposed to be here today.
Hi, this is Mike Zapsik from AMC's Comic Book Man, the podcast I Sell Comics, and the Ming and Mike Show. And you're listening to Clerks Minute. What's up, everybody? This is Ming Chen from AMC's Comic Book Man. You got a minute? Good, because you're listening to Clerks Minute.
Hey, this is Walt Flanagan, the Lon Chaney of the 90s, and you are listening to Clerks Minute.
You know, sometimes I wish I did a little more with my life instead of hanging out in front of places selling weed and shit. Like maybe be an animal doctor. Why not me? I like seals and shit. Or maybe an astronaut. Yeah. Like be the first motherfucker to see a new galaxy or find a new alien life form. And fuck it. And people be like, there he goes. Homeboy fucked a Martian once.
Hello everyone and welcome back to Clerks Minute, where we break down the 2006 Kevin Smith sequel Clerks 2 to Jay kicking random cans minute at a time. I'm Blake.
I'm Kyle.
And I'm David Hulford of Mystic Pizza Minute.
Hey Dave, welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks for having me.
No problem. You walked in at a very interesting time where we are now introduced to Jay and Silent Bob for the first time in this movie. So
yeah, I picked this minute out specifically because, well, first, let me spoil things a little bit. I don't like Clerks 2,
really?
But I do like Jay and Silent Bob, so...
Well, let's go
yeah,
there.
I'm not a huge Kevin Smith fan to begin with.
Well, let's go there. What's the problem with Clerks 2? I know last year we had someone on the show that didn't like Clerks, so what's up with Clerks 2?
Let me talk a little bit about my background of Clerks first, just to kind of set this up. So I think I saw Clerks in high school, so that would have been like roughly in the 2000 to 2004 range, just as I was getting into film in a serious kind of way. And so Clerks 2 came out when I was, let me think about this, I would have been like 21. And for some reason, I don't know, just something about it. It's not even that I dislike that movie so much, but it also makes me kind of dislike Clerks. Like, that's the thing about Clerks 2 that bothers me, I guess. Yeah. It just kind of strikes me as lazy. Like, okay, so for instance, in the minute that we're covering, like, there's Moobys is prominently featured.
Of course.
And, like, so Moobys is like a satirical version of, you know, your common everyday fast food place,
right? Like
McDonald's or something. Probably McDonald's, are we thinking?
Yes.
But like, so like, what does he do with the satire of McDonald's? Like, he makes a bunch of poop jokes and stuff, you know? Like, he on the signs on the exterior, they say like a creamy ending, Moobys' own cow pie, and hey kids, order your food. Ow, the backside of Moobys. I think he probably meant through.
Yeah.
But anyway, sorry if I'm jumping around here.
No, you're fine. You're just fine.
So, but why do you guys like Clerks 2? Or do you, I guess?
So for me, I brought this up in the first run. I actually like Clerks 2 better than Clerks 1. That's just my personal opinion. I just like the fact that, especially after doing Clerks the way we did it, and it having some issues with pacing. I'm not gonna lie. A lot of pacing.
Oh, sure, yeah. You never notice pacing issues until you're doing like a minute-by-minute podcast of it.
You never notice pacing issues until you literally have nothing to talk about for 3 straight episodes, because all it is Dante standing at the counter talking to an old man.
Well, in Mystic Pizza Minute, we had this endless billiards montage that was just like we had to talk about pool for like nothing but like 2 weeks straight.
See, I can add to that. I used to play pool every Monday, so I can add to that.
Well, for a lay person like myself, there just wasn't a lot there.
But no, there's nothing that there was. But in this movie, it always feels like, especially because we broke it down to 2 minutes at a time, there's always something to talk about. There's always something to do. And I like that. It's such a fast-paced movie that I love it.
I like both movies, but I do like Clerks 2 a bit better because the first movie had a lot of things where you just think, that's funny. And then the second one had more laughs that were belly laughs.
I could give you that one. And plus, I have a ridiculous crush on Rosario Dawson. So,
I think what I liked about the first Clerks wasn't really the belly laugh elements. I think it was more the slice of life kind of ness of
that
it.
could be it
you know?
too. Yeah, that's a good point.
In fact, I'm personally a proponent of the alternate ending of Clerks, where Dante is killed. Like, I just think that ends it better. You know, it kind of like Clerks positions itself as art house fare a little bit, I think, whereas this one does not.
I also think he wasn't trying to do that kind of thing. I think he was just trying to have some fun. It feels like it.
I'm currently thankful that they didn't try to make it as art house fare.
Yeah, it just feels like this is one of the movies that just like, let's just have fun.
Yeah, well, see, the first one, maybe I misunderstood it, but like I definitely thought that it had some artistic aspirations that I didn't sense in the sequel.
I get what you're saying. I think the first one is one of those things where
maybe it was just that it was black and white.
But being in black and white, and being the fact that it was his first film, and the fact that it was pretty much all of his friends just kind of hanging out on set at most points,
and,
yeah.
And quite honestly, I mean, call me an uncultured lout, but it just seems nowadays that a lot of the art house fare is, to quote South Park, just gay cowboys eating pudding.
Well, I happen to really like gay cowboys eating pudding, I guess, so.
Well, then.
Well, they did say about Brokeback Mountain, if they eat pudding, we're suing for plagiarism.
Yeah. So,
anyway, well, it's actually nice to have the opposite view, because I think last year we had Eric Blythe from the Random Chatter Network, and he was saying how he didn't like Clerks, and was looking forward to coming on this season, and he's coming out later on in the season. So, it's interesting.
You think he's going to like the sequel more, or?
He said he was looking forward to coming out for this season because he liked this movie. So,
and just my opinion, the alternate ending really feels like he didn't know how to end the film and just used the first thing that came into his mind.
Yeah, no, I totally understand that. But that was sort of what I found appealing about the first film, was its first filmness, you know? And thus it kind of felt like an appropriate ending because, you know, if you've taken any creative writing classes, you'll recognize that ending from just everybody's first short story that they write, you know?
That's true. Actually,
I
did take creative.
Is that it oddly ties into the whole I'm not supposed to be here today?
Yeah. Yeah, and it ties into that nicely as well.
Yeah, but other than that, it just feels like it was tacked in for shock value, or they just didn't know how to end it.
Yeah.
I hate endings where it's just downer for the sake of being a downer.
Oh, I don't know. I guess it's a matter of taste.
That's exactly what it is. Isn't that how it's supposed to be? And it's just nice to have a conversation. We can actually talk about this kind of stuff instead of fighting.
Oh, yeah, I'm not a big fighter.
Well, look at that internet. It can
bring
happen.
up politics and I'll fight, but like
the
movies, I don't usually expend my energy on that.
Well,
Facebook, Twitter, take notes.
Exactly. Internet, this is how you should have a movie conversation. Right, this. Well, I was going to say, I personally am a politics man on my podcast. I don't want to deal with that shit. I just don't want to.
Oh, yeah. Well, no, ours, like, we kind of had the opposite of it. We just kind of said what we thought, but like, we probably cost ourselves some of our already small audience over it, but whatever.
That's fine. All right, let's get back into this. So we cut back outside because we talked about the inside in our last episode. We cut back outside and a van drives up, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, out pop Jay and Silent Bob.
Yeah, and it's playing "Welcome Home" by King Diamond.
Yes. Which is on the Clerks soundtrack, Clerks 2 soundtrack.
Yeah.
And we'll come up later.
One thing I noticed about that, by the way, I just noticed that when I was taking notes for this right before we recorded. But so the start of this minute, we're hearing the end of "Nothing But Flowers" by Talking Heads, and both of those songs came out in 1988.
Wow,
so
I didn't realize
a significant year musically for this minute.
Very cool. I like that. I did not realize that. That's an
I was
interesting
a year
thing.
old. I was a year old.
I was 6, so there you go. When these songs were coming out, that's pretty cool.
Oddly enough, I know I'm going to be a little self-indulgent here. no movie actually came out on my birthday, but I was born the same week that Summer School hit theaters.
I don't know that.
I'm not really sure what came out my birth week.
Oh, it's the one with Mark Harmon?
I don't know the movie.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Summer School?
Yeah, he plays a gym teacher who's basically forced to do a summer school English class.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we cut to Jay, and Jay's pretty much just having one of his classic monologues that we all love. And this is actually on the soundtrack, which I think is pretty funny. But Kyle did love doing Jay monologues, so go ahead, Kyle, take it.
I had this up, and then my phone went to sleep, and hold on, I gotta...
I'll just edit that part out.
Okay,
Kyle, take it.
You know, sometimes I wish I'd done a little more with my life instead of hanging out in front of places, selling weed and shit. Like, maybe be an animal doctor. Why not me? I like seals and shit. Or maybe be an astronaut. Yeah. And be the first motherfucker to see a new galaxy. Or find new alien life form. And fuck it. People
it's a pretty good end to the minute. I like the the punctuation mark of the fuck it.
Yeah. And people will be like, there he goes. Homeboy fucked a Martian once.
Yeah, I love that. I love that whole spiel. It's just funny.
I love Silent Bob's reaction to it when he gets to the and fuck it, because that's basically an expression that screams, okay, that's a thing that just happened.
The funny part is, did you know that Kevin wrote the dialogue and then he's in the background reacting to Jay like that is amazing. It's amazing. I think it's funny.
So I have a question about this scene.
Go ahead.
So there's some text on the screen first at the very beginning, written and directed by Kevin Smith.
Correct, of course.
And then there's a title card that says "The New and Improved Jay and Silent Bob."
Yes.
So what's new and improved about them?
They explained it in our second minute. They just came out of rehab.
Oh, so you think that's all they're referring to? It's not anything outside of the movie itself or anything?
Jay's clean for the first time in a Bruce movie.
Which is, and it was also very relevant in real life there, because that was the condition that Jason Mewes had to get to in order to play Jay again.
Yes, Kevin told him that. You had to be clean to do this movie. So the fact that he's clean.
Maybe this was Kevin Smith's way of tipping his hat to his friend's recovery.
It was his way of trying to help him before he...
And actually, the truth...
And the title card calls it out a little bit.
Pretty much. And if you know it, you know it. And that's the cool part about it, is you know it. And it's actually... I forgot... I have all of Kevin's books, so I get them mixed up once in a blue moon. I know in one of the books he actually explains his entire mindset of that. Because he was dealing with Jay to the point where he actually run him out of his life for like 6 months. Because of all these drug issues.
And especially around Harley.
Especially around Harley, because they didn't want the kid to be around Harley when she was so young. So the fact that Jay's here... And I believe, if I'm right, because we went to Jay and Silent Bob Get Old, and I believe the timeline works out to just after this movie when he has stayed clean to this day. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's good to hear.
Yes, he is definitely clean, because he does Jay and Silent Bob Get Old, and they make a big deal out of that on that show. It's like his sobriety show.
Yeah.
I wonder what clean means, though.
He actually doesn't even drink anymore at all.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, he doesn't do any kind of drugs or drink, because he even said that on the air, where if he even has a drink of beer, he might go down the road again. He knows that.
Right, so if you're, like... You see, for me, I don't drink, but I smoke a lot of weed.
Fair enough.
And so for me, I don't know, that's pretty clean living. But, like, for an addict, you know... They might have a different criteria because what could send them, reeling back into addiction.
And the fact that you know what your line is a big deal. You know?
Yeah.
Anyone knows their line. Like, I used to be a heavy beer drinker, and I just drink once in a blue moon nowadays. I grew up. I have a kid, so I grew up, you know? Life happens.
I never really got into all that, but then again, I was rather a shut-in, so...
Yeah, you didn't really go out that much either, so that helps.
But even then, I still didn't see the appeal of binge drinking.
No, that was never, like, it's expensive, you don't remember it,
And you wake up
it just has a lot of things going against it.
And you wake up with the taste of vomit in your mouth.
It hurts your body.
I never
understood
I can honestly say, of all my years of drinking, because I had a group of friends and we drank a lot, I can honestly say there's only one night in my entire life that I actually don't remember. And ironically, it was a karaoke party in my friend's basement that I don't remember it, but it's all on video, and there's a shitload of pictures. So it's not like I don't remember the night. I just don't remember being there. But there's a lot
I only
of
blacked out once that I can remember, or can't remember, I guess.
Yeah, I just try to know my limit with alcohol and that too. So
yeah, so So, it is the continuing on here. We have their first customers.